Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public, Podchaser, Good Pods, Pocket Casts, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 90 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, I just watched Thor, Love and Thunder. It is movie entry number 29 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It stars Chris Hemsworth, Christian Bale, Tessa Thompson, Natalie Portman, Taika Waititi, Russell Crowe, Jamie Alexander, and it's directed by Taika Waititi. He directed Jojo Rabbit. He directed, I can't remember the name, that had the kid from Deadpool 2 and Sam Neill in it, but he directed that one. And he directed Thor Ragnarok. You got Thor post Avengers Endgame. He's conflicted. He's in a tough spot. He's searching for basically inner peace, but it's something different. Gore, the God Butcher, basically declares death to all gods. Thor's not having it. As I normally say, as you can see, one of my most anticipated movies of 2022. And I love Thor Ragnarok. I think it's a top 5 all-time MCU movie. And I was immediately excited. Taika's directing again. Thor coming off really fucking up Thanos. I was hyped. Natalie Portman's coming back. Tessa Thompson, Guardians of the Galaxy are in the trailers. The possibilities for what this movie could have been were through the roof. My expectations were in check, but the possibilities I knew could have been crazy. I didn't like this as much as I wanted to. I enjoyed it. I think Christian Bale was phenomenal. Like if you watch movies, you know Christian Bale always brings 110%. Chris Hemsworth is at a place playing this character where he's always going to bring it. I don't particularly think Thor was written as sharply as he could have been, but the way he was written, Chris Hemsworth really killed it. And that's the conflict. I'm conflicted with how I feel about this movie. I think Chris Hemsworth has went from Shakespearean badass to one of the most underrated Avengers to a guy dealing with insurmountable loss. And in this movie, he's kind of like this clunky meathead dipshit. He has these quotes that I think fuck up the tone of the scene. But as the character, he's still great. He's still there. It's my issue might be Taika Waititi put too much Taika Waititi in this movie. It's too quippy. It's too jokey. It borders on lampooning Monty Python status humor. And a lot of the jokes in this movie don't land. A lot of the jokes in this movie don't land. Tessa Thompson, again, is badass as Valkyrie. I love Tessa Thompson in this universe. I like Natalie Portman coming back. I think her arc is really sad. I don't like how she's in one location looking at an item. They cut to whether it was Thor, whether it was Gore. In the next scene, she's who she is in this movie. There are characters that are gifted to Thor that are incredibly obnoxious. I hated them from scene one. I think everything with Zeus was dumb. Russell Crowe's portrayal of Zeus wasn't what I envisioned. Like, I don't want to say like I built up how he was going to be, but it was too silly. It was too silly. I liked the final battle. Like, any scene with Christian Bale in it was great. Like, he was really giving it his all. Like, he's one of my favorite villains in the MCU, and I hate he's one of my villains in the MCU being in a movie that let me down. Like, the villains in the MCU villains in 2022 have really been amazing. Like, 2 movies, 2 outstanding villains. There is a mid-credit scene that could possibly set up Thor 5. There's a post-credit scene that might have just been an extra moment of closure, but could lead to more. Man, like, I wanted to love this movie. I really wanted to love this movie, and I think I just think Taika out-Taika'd himself. I think Thor Ragnarok was such a massive success that Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, gave Taika Waititi free reign to basically do whatever he wanted, and you can tell right from go. Like, I'm not bashing this movie. I'm not, like, it's not trash. I don't think any MCU movie is bad, but I just don't think this was executed in a way that evolved Thor in a way that he was headed. There are cool fight scenes. There are cool visual scenes. A joke here and there is okay, but overall, like, I just don't think that this movie took Thor in a direction that he, like, could have gone. Like, I feel like I'm hating, and I feel like I'm hating harder than I wanted to. But yeah, like, I was just let down. So with all that being said, man, I will say that in my opinion, Thor Love and Thunder is almost dope. Have you seen Thor Love and Thunder, man? What you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. I have recently done a review for Minions, The Rise of Gru, for The Black Phone, for Elvis, and upcoming, I'm gonna do a Love and Thunder spoiler discussion with my dog. I'll give it like the weekend to for people to see it, and then I'll post it Monday or Tuesday. I want to watch and review probably The Gray Man. It's on Netflix. I haven't been reviewing Netflix movies, but it's the biggest release next weekend, so, like, why not? And then the weekend after that, Nope comes out, another one of my most anticipated movies all year. And then again, Reckley Podcast, episode 90. We're doing Thor Love and Thunder spoilers, reaction, spoiler discussion. Check that out, man. So like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.